Season 4 in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. The latest update finally brings the highly anticipated casino into the game, along with 5 brand new vehicles, as well as a couple of cars that were previously exclusive rewards for ranked racing, now being finally added to the dealerships. There is also a slightly revised Solar Pass, which you can now buy a premium version of via a new microtransaction sort of currency called Diamonds, I think, or something similar to that. There are also several other improvements to things like some of the car's active aero, audio, particularly on things like the Apollo IE, and things like that. There's also the introduction of some races locked to stock vehicles, and the maximum level has increased from 60 to 70. So there's a fair bit to look at, so I think for today's video I'll focus on all of the new cars, including going and purchasing one of the ranked reward vehicles that I've had my eye on for a while, and maybe look at some of the other kind of updates, fixes and improvements that have come to the game, and then tomorrow we can focus properly on the casino, so watch out for a video on that then. And with that, I think we should begin by heading to the first cars. Okay, interesting, they've put one of the new cars here in the middle of the Solar Hotel where there was previously prize vehicles, but I think this is a purchasable Yes, you can buy this in British cars, and hopefully in a colour that isn't this beige. So then, we've got quite a collection of cars at this point, but I'm going to drive my new DeLorean, which I recently unlocked through last season's Solar Pass. And speaking of the Solar Pass, let's take a quick look at that. So this Solar Pass contains 3 of the new vehicles that have come in this series. There's the wide-body Porsche for level 1, which I think you have to have purchased the upgraded Solar Pass to get hold of. That's just a livery for an Aston. The second car is another DeLorean. It's the new DMC Alpha 5. I think it's just a concept, but that's also locked behind the paid version of the Solar Pass. And there's one more vehicle all the way at level 50, which is the Lamborghini Huracan Sterato, which is slightly unfortunate, although we can get this without paying for the premium version of Solar Pass. We can unlock that just by going through. Sadly though, it's not in the off-road category, so it's of no use, particularly over the standard Huracan. I would kind of like to unlock it, but we'll see. So that's 3 of the new cars. There are 2 more that are brand new to the game, and there's 2 more that were previously not purchasable on top of those. So let's go and take a look at some of those. On the way over there though, we can test something with the gears. There was a weird sort of gear hang bug before, where if you shifted up early, sometimes the gears would the revs would kind of stop and then jump, so you sort of had to rev every gear out or the gears kind of got stuck. But as you can see, sort of wherever I'm shifting, it's nice and smooth. This car is ridiculously slow though, so I don't think we can drive all the way there. So this is interesting. I just opened up the map to fast travel to a dealership. Obviously there's this down here, which we'll look at in a minute, and that contains one of the new vehicles. But I just hovered over a random showroom, and they've updated the images of all the cars. They're kind of in better lighting. It looks a lot better, I think. I can't quite remember what they were like before, but that's kind of cool. Obviously they had updated it because there were more cars in some of the dealerships. This has also happened on these delivery ones. They've got images of the vehicles, which I think look a lot better than they previously did. I just noticed there was a bit of a change. So then, the only brand new to the game purchasable car from a dealership is this, the Aston Martin DB11 Volante, which is 5.7 million. Now I know the prices are very, very expensive in this game, but this regular DB11 is 1.2. The prices are close enough to Hong Kong currency, I think. Or these were, but 5 million for that? Because I would kind of like to buy that. However, there is a new car that was previously only available as a prize that I would quite like to go and buy. So, for the time being, I think we should spec this up, take it for a quick test drive, and then go to the other place. So we go and buy, we can of course still spec it up. It's probably got very similar colours to the standard DB11, including indigo, which is a sort of purpley colour, as well as brown. Oh wow! Indigo with indigo interior. Okay, it has some brighter interiors. That is quite a loud specification. Anyway, it's a convertible, so we've got to do the thing. I actually kind of love that with the red against the indigo. Wow. I mean, I would drive it from interior view. That's that button. But partly it's very bright red and partly it's very similar to the normal DB11, so... Very cool. I'm almost tempted to buy this instead of the other Aston Martin I've had my eye on for a while, but... just because of the convertible aspect, but... I don't think I can do that, because DB11 is in so many other games. Right, so that's all but one of the cars that are new to the game for Season 4. However, there are two cars that were previously only available for reaching a certain rank in the ranked thing that not many people did, and the people that did do it cheated. There are two vehicles that are now available in the showroom. One of them is another Aston Martin, which for some reason isn't in this dealership with all the Aston Martins, and one of them is something rather faster. So let's go and take a quick look at that, and then go and buy the Aston Martin Valor, if you haven't figured out what that was yet. Which is an excellent opportunity to get into this, which has supposedly received an update to its sound, because it wasn't great before. It is going to receive another one, apparently, to give it more pops and bangs, but for now it should. That's definitely changed. That is amazing. So then, here it is, one of the previous prize vehicles, the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus, is now available for purchase, but as you can see, it's 16 million credits, and personally I'm not a huge Bugatti fan, so even if I had that much, I'd probably buy something else, but that's kind of cool. It's very reminiscent of the old Veyron Supersport that was in TDU2, so it does make sense having this in here. Anyway, again, what we can do... This game really needs to sort this thing out where it's so quiet from interior view. Because I would love to drive a lot of cars from this view, but... I can't hear them. Wow, it accelerates so fast. We need to get up there on that. Yep. I've already crashed it, and again. Those turbo noises are impressive. Right, here we go. Okay, here we go. 180, 190. 218, slight corner. 220. There's so much traffic. Okay, 220. 230. 240. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get faster than that without hitting something. That is quite impressive, though. Okay, I think I've been convinced if I have 16 million at any point in this game, I would quite like one of these. Let's go to the car I'm actually going to buy. This is what I've been saving for. I will, though, as we're going to go and buy an Aston Martin Valor, let's get in the Vulcan. Okay, so I'm going to drive to the dealership because I want to enjoy the Vulcan for a minute, which gives me a chance to show you this new route feature. So you can see I've set a GPS destination here. If I then try and set another one, I can either replace it or I can add a stop, and these also work as group routes. So if you're in a group with some people, which is unlikely because it's region locked and console locked, but if you are, you can set up to 5 stops and then go on a nice cruise with people, which is kind of makes sense in a test drive game where that is one of the main things people do. Anyway, let's set a new route to British Performance and go there. Might have to do a slightly illegal U-turn.
You have arrived.
That's so cool, pulling up to this dealership in the Vulcan, knowing what I'm about to go and buy. I've been waiting for this pretty much since that Solar Pass began. There it is. The Valor. Or the Velour, as a lot of people seem to have been calling it. Anyway, there it is. Look at that. So I suspect there won't be any options, because it's a one of one, which is in the spec you see here. But there is Ion Blue, Brown, Storm Purple. I think I've got to go purple, right? Although that... wow. Oh no, maybe that's the spec it was in. Or am I getting it confused with the Victor? There was one that was a one-off, and then one that... there's too many options. I'm going to be here for hours. Like, that is incredible, but I'm not sure that's what I want on my... yeah, I am going to be here for hours going through these, but there's quite a selection of quite incredible-looking things. Okay, so I'm just going to go on one for now. Let's go on that, and then I'll show you the interior options. That's kind of cool. I think I have got it. I think the Victor must be the one-off one, and this must be the one that's slightly more available to people. That's cool with the, like, tartan inlays. That's very bright. I can these sort of go with the exterior colours in pairs, so that goes with that really crazy one. Yes, there's many options. I shall now spend ages going back and forth and join you when I'm about to purchase it, I guess. So I can always go and respray it again at the custom shop. So for now I'm going with the Storm Purple, but I'm going to go with this super crazy interior and then the standard wheels. I think that looks fantastic. And there we go, 7 million, I think, is probably the most expensive car I've ever bought in this game.
Congratulations. Have fun with your brand new car.
I will. Oh, wow. Yeah, that I was worried the purple might be a bit dark, but that is quite incredible. I'm not sure it's quite the same purple as my Vulcan, but there we go. I can't wait to place all these cars in an actual house in a year's time. I'm just so happy that I've got this car, even if it means I only have 1 million left. I keep forgetting to drive on the correct side of the road. The screen's got so many fingerprints on it. Oh wow, yeah, of course you can't see backwards. Yeah, I wish it was a bit louder from interior view, because I'd love to drive it from here. Anyway, I think that is going to be all for today's video. Some very cool vehicles were added. I'm super happy to finally have my Aston Martin Valor, and I look forward to being able to add the DB11 Volante to this growing collection of Aston Martins. Will you be returning now that this update's out? Have you played this at all? Will you be playing when the houses are added in a year's time? Let me know. But for now, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next one very soon.